Hey, it's Alicia Lyttle, and I often get asked the question, where do I find podcasters who want to interview me on podcast, or where do I find guests for my podcast? Well, the best community that I've ever seen is a Facebook community called Podcast Guest Collaboration Community. Find a guest, be a guest. And the way to find this is just go to Facebook and search for podcast guest. I could spell it, that would be good. Collaboration. And you'll see it start to come up. It's right here. You'll click on it and it'll open the Facebook group. You will join the Facebook group. And then now that you're in the Facebook group, you'll see all of these people posting. So let me show you some things about this group that are really cool. So people will post um, their request. So this person is looking for a guest by posting hashtag find a guest. You see this hashtag right here, find a guest. They say they're looking for people with inspiring stories that overcame their struggle and turned it into a business. What? I would so love to be interviewed on this podcast. Tell me about yourself. My podcast is called the Inspirize Podcast. We share inspiring stories and highlight the risks by asking our guests to share tips on how they overcame their struggles. Really good one. And I bet a lot of people fit in this category right here. So now what you do is you respond to her. You tell her a little bit about yourself and your story. And, if you've got a one pager about who you are and your interview topics, you can, which is a really good idea. Let's look at how this lady did it here. So she has information about her, introduction, her interview topics, all the ways to contact her. You can make something like that on Canva. All right. So another one, find a guest. Have you switched careers? So I'm looking for a guest for the second season of my podcast, Leap Like Me, which features stories of leap that people take to make the most of life. This season's focus is on the career leap, right? Okay. So then, even if you have clients, like if you have a client that you're representing, you could let them know that you have a client. That would be awesome. But I would post more information than this lady posted about her client right here. I'd post her client's one pager and that sort of stuff. All right, looking to interview. Here's another one. They just keep going. You can see 4 hours ago. It's like it just keeps going. And then if you have your own podcast, you can promote your podcast. They have virtual mixers, which is a really cool thing. So promote your podcast. And then let me just show you a straight up be a guest. So these are all hashtag find a guest. Here's somebody who wants to be a guest. So if you're looking to be booked on more podcasts, go ahead and tell people who you are. Tell them your story. So then end it with your topics. This lady did it perfectly. A really nice picture of you, how you want to be represented. And then look what happens. This guy's like, our intake form is here. I think you'd be a good fit for mine here, right? And you can see that there are 10 comments. So, somebody just giving her some props. Somebody sent her a DM. I work with an author that would be great for your podcast. I think maybe she has a podcast as well. So if you look up there. So that is how you be a guest. Write about yourself. Kind of the title of what you do is what she put at the top. And then, right here, put the hashtag be a guest right up front so people see it as soon as you can. I like to put it right in the front, the first thing that they see. Introduce yourself, put your topics and a picture there. So if you're looking to get interviewed on more podcasts or you're looking for guests for your podcast, go to Facebook right now and find this podcast guest collaboration community. Find a guest, be a guest. One of the things that I told my students is that there's a file section, if you are offering any sort of service to podcasters, give them a tip sheet. And then with that tip sheet at the end of it, put your contact details if they need any help with it. So if you help podcasters write their podcast bio, give some examples and a little, one pager of how they can write their podcast bio. And then at the end, if you need help writing your podcast bio, contact me and your contact details. So if you have services for podcasters, then turn it into a helpful checklist or white paper or something for them, and then give it to them as a gift, and it'll have your contact information in there, and that is so worth it to you. So I hope that you found this video helpful. Go out there and get booked on more podcasts or find some guests for your podcast and enjoy it. Tell me in the comments below if this was helpful for you, and come back and tell me if you found an opportunity in this Facebook group. Bye for now.